was night time on the Caldyfell Railway, and all of the engines were asleep in the shed. All of the engines, except for Patrick, who had to work on the lines repairing throughout the night. It was a stormy evening. "Hey, Caldy," asked Alaric, "since we have a storm about, who's up for a good story?" "I've got one," said Caldy. "A long time ago, there was an engine who was number one. He was Godred. He was quite an arrogant engine, named after King Godred. He believed he knew better than anyone else. Me, Ernest, Wilfred, and Shane Dooney tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. He thought he knew better, and thought he didn't have to look down the mountain not even once. It cost him a higher price," said Caldy, as one day, when traveling down the mountain, he suddenly fell off the mountain. He was damaged and beyond repair. He was put at the back of the shed and taken apart and used for spares for the other engines. Some say his ghost haunts the part of the line where he had his accident many years ago. The other engines were shaken up. "Oh my goodness," said Alaric. "That sounds like a great story." But then he became unimpressed. His brother Eric just scoffed. "Nonsense. That wasn't a scary story." "Maybe so, Eric," said Caldy. "But if you don't believe me, then you'll have to see the ghost for yourself." The next morning, Eric had a job to do. As he was puffing down the mountain, he suddenly came off the track. His crew thought that the rails were old or had somehow separated, for Eric was sitting quite meekly between the rails. "It's no good," said the driver. "We'll just need to wait until morning to get help." Soon, Alaric was alone, but not for long. As in the distance, he heard the ghost of an engine. "Who's that?" he wailed. At first, he thought it was nothing, but then the engine got closer and closer. "So," he said, the story of Godred was true. And just as the ghost of Godred got closer and closer, he suddenly vanished. The next morning, when Eric was back on the rails, his face was pale. "Eric, are you okay?" asked Caldy. "What happened?" "I don't know," stuttered Alaric. "Eric?" Caldy asked, but Eric still didn't reply. Eventually, Alaric, Eric, and Patrick heard the story of Godred and his fate, and were pretty shaken. Godred's ghost still haunts the spot where he had his accident many years ago. However, all the other engines hoped he had found peace. But there was rumors that his ghost still